Hello and good evening. I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
And welcome to The Truth Behind the Truth.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. It is good to see my fellas tonight, Lord. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing good. It's another weekend. We made it through.
Yes, hey, I know that's right. I know that's the truth. Definitely. Well, we want to welcome our viewing guests definitely tonight, all of our social media bases.
Yeah.
And we want to remind you, take this quick disclaimer. Please like, and share. We need those clicks. You know, the little fingers you go. So, you know, kind of find those spots and just hit them. Okay. You know, we need you to like, share. Especially, let me say this real quick about our Facebook followers. Okay. Facebook, please make sure that you have gone over or transitioned over to The Truth Behind the Authentic Truth. Okay, that's where the broadcast comes from. Now I know some of you have been looking on the previous page, but that page got compromised some time ago. So we want to make sure you're getting out there. We're sending out the request again, but make sure you look on your what am I saying?
Ooh.
Your inboxes on Facebook to be able to get that link and click on, because we need you to get back up there. Okay, and on our YouTube people, what's going on with y'all?
Join, share, and push that button.
Thank you. Join, share, push that button, and share and like and be there. Okay.
Yeah.
And now our Twitter people, the same thing. Got the people now. Well, you know.
Well, we don't know about Twitter.
I don't know what's going to happen with Twitter.
We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen.
I know, right? That's part of our conversation tonight.
Yeah, that is a mess.
But yeah, please do that for you guys.
Yes.
And also go to our webpage, www.thetruthbehindthetruthproductions.com. This is where you get all show information, links to how you can get to the show if you have an issue by this. Everything is there. Every page, just click on it, it'll take you right there. We're trying to be more convenient for it. And if you want to send us an email, please do, because we like to hear from you. If you don't want to cuss us out, go ahead and send us an email. All right. The email is different than cuss us out. You can't do it on the show.
They can bring it. Bring it. We all for that. Come on.
Yeah, cussing out goes two ways.
No, that's the truth. But it says info@thetruthbehindtruthproductions.com. Go ahead and send your email to that as well. And you can call us. We will talk about that later. Yeah. Anyway, what's going on, fellas? They can call us too on WhatsApp. We have
can't call me.
Right. We have made ourselves accessible, all right, as much as possible. They still know where we broadcast it from. So
like we said this way, you can call the show, don't call me. Shit.
Say, don't call me, you call Joe, you call me. You can call between these hours, okay, from 6 to 9 or whatever the time zone is. You call. But after that is done. All right. Harold, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. This has been a heavy week. And I know we're going to talk about it when we get to the news buzz. But it's been a heavy week.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, in a lot of different ways that it certainly has. But hopefully tonight, with our special guest, he'll
help lighten up some things.
Yeah, he's gonna lighten up some things. I've been looking forward to him bringing the smile our way and bringing the smile to our audience again.
We need it.
And all about his story as well as the laughter that he can bring, that he's bringing to millions. That he's doing each and every time that he's out on the road. Parnell, how you doing?
I am doing great. I'm dressed up a little bit. I went to a brunch this afternoon.
Oh wow!
For support Black theater, so it's all Black men in the theater community out here, and it was really nice to have all these brothers coming together and talking about how we can work together in the theater community and arts here in LA and stuff. So it was really the first chapter in an ongoing conversation that all the brothers are looking forward to. So yeah.
I know he pulled out the jewelry. I was like, what's going on? He got his jewelry on and everything.
And his head looking all nice. I was like,
all freshly shaved.
I was like, him and his
got his chest all out. Got his chest all out.
Me in this shirt, just because June keeps busting out all over, and I'm just like, well.
You need to get him involved in that theater group, because he is a theater actor. I mean, through his bones.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
You know, I mean, definitely got to get involved in that. Well, that's great. I am certainly glad to hear that because that's what we need. And I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that and the cohesiveness that we need to see as actors and and businessmen. I mean that we have to be. I mean, we got to make some changes. At the end of the day, and the only way we can make those changes is about coming together.
That's right.
How
are you feeling, JB? How you feeling?
Better than when we had our business meeting. Yeah, much better today. It was kind of rough yesterday, but I don't know where it came from. I think that I had gotten some food poison, honestly. And you could pick up anything because we had some Chinese food. So plug your ears, Harold. We had some Chinese food the other night. I'm
and mind my business.
Right, exactly. So, and it probably wasn't on, anyway, probably wasn't done well or whatever, So I'm not too sure about it, but I won't be going there anymore. It wasn't on my veganism efforts.
I can't.
I had to support other people that don't want to become veganists.
Listen, that was never the plan. The plan was whatever we're going to eat, we're going to eat. But he decided a little bit of China, So I said, fine, I'll go along and get along. But it wasn't my first,
Oh my gosh, it was just
my first.
Now, have you guys have you seen Black Panther Wakanda Forever yet?
Oh my gosh, that's what we're gonna go into. Thank you for that segue. Oh my gosh.
How did you like it, Harold?
And I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, wait a minute now.
Oh my goodness, Harold. Okay.
Close this part of the screen down. Okay.
Parnell, how did you like this?
Put this person in the green room.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Put this person in the green room. Okay.
I'm with Harold. I haven't been able to see it yet either.
Oh my! What?
I haven't been able. Well, here's the thing. The plan is to see it tonight after the show.
Okay. Then. Oh my goodness.
We
can't say too much.
We were going to go last week after the show. Okay, but we did go Sunday. To see it, and let me tell you,
it was good.
It was really just
good.
very, 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 very inspiring.
Yes, it was.
I enjoy the fact of what the concept. The only problem I have, and there's a lot I can say about that, and I'm not gonna say too much. We'll save the discussion for probably next week after you guys have seen it. Okay, I'll talk about a little bit more. But the one thing I will say about this is that can y'all tell people that Wakanda's not a place that exists? Please. Okay.
I think it's the hope for it to exist. I think there's a hope and a need for it to exist. I don't think they know it doesn't exist, but
I don't know.
It's like watching the Wizard of Oz. You want that land over the rainbow to exist, but we all know it don't exist. But there's a hope and need for that. Well,
because some of these people, I mean, they going all in trying to get to Wakanda. I mean, look, if Southwest and Delta had a
airline else to say,
Southwest and Delta had to fight the Wakanda, it would be all over.
But it is. I agree with Dylan was saying. It's just what Wakanda represents. That whole independent Black nation. That's like we ain't never been, colonized, and we're like one of, if not the most advanced civilization. That's just that sense of pride that it puts in Black people. Just like, how you like me now?
That's what the movie's supposed to do. The movies are supposed to make you feel like there is some other place that represents your feeling. There's a utopia out there. There's a hope and need. Like I say, there's a hope and need for that utopia. Right. But we all know it doesn't exist, but we aspire for it to exist. Right. There's,
Well, here's and yay for them doing over 300 million.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Worldwide. I mean, that's like, yes, come on.
I mean, so the accolades to that, and I think that just gives them the platform to create more, and it says a lot to the industry, in terms of that. But the one thing I will say to you, both of you guys' point, is that the thing that I think that the inspiration should be is that inspire that Wakanda idea inside of you, so that when you see your brother and your sister on the street or in a situation or whatever, that you start making that connection, and go beyond all of these things that we have, that the issues that we have in the community, and start building that Wakanda within the unity of the hope that we have within one another.
That's true.
And then it becomes something bigger than necessarily the film. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, or the hope and spot. Because if we don't get it right here, you can worry about going any place or any place trying to build something. But let's start right here. Let the love start here. Start loving each other. You know what I'm saying? Let the Wakanda love be the thing that your focus is to keep moving forward on. But then go to that point.
That's the truth behind the truth, right? That one. Now, Shanquella Robinson. Now, she's a Charlotte native. That's not too. That's you, Harold.
She's here. She lives here. She lived here.
So, what is your take on this story? Because it's a very shocking story, and the FBI have just now got involved. So, what's going on the ground out there?
This has been such a disturbing, disheartening, tragic event, and to actually see the video was just heart-wrenching. I can't even imagine what her parents must be feeling, but just as a human being, to see folks who are supposed to be your friends treat you like an animal. These were supposed to be her friends that she had taken this trip with, and for them to do what they did, and the mother was saying how when they came back, everyone just had different stories and nothing just made any sense. They said that she had alcohol poisoning, and the coroner's report said she had no alcohol in her body. She had a broken neck, and something was wrong with her back. And just the fact that they captured, part of the beating on camera was just horrifying. And I just don't know. It just made me really sad for the family and for all of us, just for humanity, to think that someone that's supposed to, first of all, be your friend would do something like this. And these are not kids from the streets. These were not kids that were in gangs or anything. I think one of them, college graduate, and Shanquella herself was a college graduate, successful entrepreneur, only 25. And it's just really, really sad.
Wow. And to think that she rented that villa for that trip, and they all went out almost on her dime. I mean, everything was organized through her. She, organized this trip. She brought these people along, and this is the result. Like I was saying before the show, this is why I believe in having associates, but you need to know the people that you hang out with, because everybody cannot be your friend. Nobody's rooting for your success. And that's the saddest thing about today's world and today's society. We don't preserve life very well out here, and social media, I hate to say it, is part of the issue. Parnell, what is your take on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's just heartbreaking. I saw that video of that girl attacking her. I mean, first of all, she's naked for what, just like, wait, you're going to beat me up and I'm naked and you're going to film it? And for the dude who's filming, like, yeah, fight back. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
What is going on that you guys get in Mexico within 24 hours? This woman who basically sponsored your trip is dead. And all of them need to be in jail, because whether directly or indirectly, they're responsible for her death. Absolutely. And they need to be held accountable.
Absolutely.
In Mexico. Forget about the U.S. Right. Send them to Mexico.
Yeah, keep them in Mexico. Right. Absolutely.
No, go ahead.
But other than that, though, let's go on to the next topic. You didn't want to have anything to say?
I'm just so taken as to why we are always at these particular positions. With the lack of support for life, period. Yeah. I think for the most of us, we've been on this planet a little bit of a time to see some things, and we've been through a lot of different things through society and what have you. But I just think coming out of this during pandemic, people have lost their damn mind. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. It's just being isolated for them 2 years. You thought that they would, had waken the F up. But, realistically. But I think they did wake up. But they're woken up in such a damnable way, at the end of the day, and to be doing this. And the list of stuff that's out there that could go on. So I just want to say that, the peace to her family, and all that it has went through. And like we said before, what we start off the show talking about the Wakanda love. This is an opportunity that we should have been exercising Wakanda love.
That's right.
At the end of the day,
right.
This is the time when we should be Wakandaing. not for the, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, this is what that should be representing, not the place where we're going to fire over the land, but what you got in that connection. Because if you had the Wakanda love, you wouldn't be doing what you did to the girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So if you're a part of that, or if you're associated in that realm of thing, don't come to me with Wakanda. Okay. At the end of the day, don't, because you haven't learned the whole process, of what that Wakanda love should represent. All right, guys, I'm sorry. We got to go to a break. It's that time. Well, anyway, we're going to go to a quick break. And when we come back from break, we got our wonderful guest tonight. Mr. Samson McCormick will be with us, and hopefully he will bring a bit of laughter about all this, this little situation that we had to deal with right here. All right. But guys, we'll see you right back in a minute.
Call 844-55-STARZ. It's Junk Stars, baby.
Hey, my name is Thurston, and here I have my CEO, son Langston. We specialize in junk removal, dumpster rental, and demolition. So if you need junk removed,
call Junk Stars.
You need dumpster rentals,
call Junk Stars.
Hey. All right, and we're back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth tonight. We are excited. We are like on blast. I mean, we've been waiting for this guest for a couple of months to be a part of our show, and so he's joining the Baldhead community tonight. But we're so glad to have him tonight, and want to welcome to the show for the very first time, but I'm sure it will not be the last, as time moves forward. I want to welcome to the show, Mr. Samson McCormick.
Hey y'all, how are you? Thank you for having me.
We are good.
Thank you for being here. I get to shout you out a little bit of your accomplishments.
Yes, he does. So we want to hear
Samson McCormick has been traveling the world as a comic for over 20 years. Has 8 producer credits as a film, 7 writer credits, 3 director credits, 9 actor credits. The latest big one was as a producer and actor in James Earl Hardy's film adaptation of B-Boy Blues, the book, which I love. We'll talk about that some more. Writer and actor on Love the One You're With and Party and Play. Writer, director, and actor for A Different Direction. Woo! And he's also an activist who focuses on homophobia and HIV in the gay community. I didn't know this. I just found this out that you auditioned for the culture expert in this latest iteration of Queer Eye, the role that Karamo Brown eventually landed.
Oh, wow.
Don't make me tell the truth about what happened with that.
Go ahead and tell the truth.
The show is called The Truth Behind the Truth.
I actually got the role, but
hold on, wait.
I'll leave the rest alone.
They got the teacups.
Keep talking, Samson.
I'm gonna put it in the book.
That's good. That's good.
Welcome. Glad
Don't
to have
even
you.
know about that book.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I am going to say this now. With all these films you write in direction, I ain't been in one of them. But you know, I still love you, and we're gonna be friends. I can't.
I got you.
So now we see why you call yourself an entertainment entrepreneur, because it's like you do everything.
Well, yeah. And I actually have been talking a lot about this because I've been in this industry for over 20 years. And I think one of the biggest lies that we are told as young Black folks in this business is that just be really, really good and somebody will discover you. And that's the biggest lie that will result in you working hard, getting nothing. I think you have to come into it with a strategy. You have to come into it knowing what you want. And so, you know, I'm fiercely talented. I think I'm more talented than I give myself credit for.
All right.
And I've been in some situations with some big names. Actually, you know, I go even further and say, some of the people that I've had the biggest problems with have been other Black gay celebrities
Not surprised.
who were in a position to help lift me up, and they, you know, basically tried to chop my fingers off.
Right.
And you know, so fast forward to say all that, what it taught me was, number one, stop doubting my talent. You know, I come from the Christian church, and so, you know, we learn in that, you know, growing up, be meek, be humble, you know, all those things, kind of to put yourself second. And if you bring that into this business, and if you bring other issues that maybe you picked up in childhood in this business, and you run across some bullies, they'll try to make you think you aren't great. And so, you know, without rambling on, it taught me, number one, again, to really see myself, and learning how to see myself helped me see other people. So I started to, you know, produce shows. I started producing films and creating paid opportunities for other people who deserve opportunities but aren't getting them.
Right.
You said in an interview back in 2017, Faith has, and you mentioned Faith, and this quote got me when I read it. You said, Faith has definitely given me my life a certain structure, but the trauma was a side effect. And my question was, and I think that was one of the side effects that you just mentioned, being humble. Well, it was a great side effect, because I don't see nothing wrong in being meek and humble, but not in this industry. But what were the other side effects from your faith within, you know, being a Christian, living, growing up in the church?
What do you mean?
Well, for example, I would say this, just growing up in the church, we have all lived in that culture of growing up into the Black church. But also with that comes a form of a little bit of an oppression, knowing that you are gay, knowing that you are different or the other, having that, what they would call that demonic spirit over your life, which is not a demonic spirit. It's just reality. We're just different. Was that part of the side effect of your growing up in the process of, growing up in the Black church?
I think
growing up in the church altogether.
Yeah, I think that's layered, you know. I think the church teaches a lot of Black people, period, to hate themselves. Oh, you don't make a certain amount of money, well, you got to sit in the back, you know, and you're going to eat a little piece of chicken. It's very classist, and don't come up in there and be gay. You know, I say all the time, if they kick all the gay people out of the church, who's going to sing in the choir? You know, and I think it really teaches you, you know, growing up being a Black gay person. And a lot of us, you know, we learn how to have sex in church. I mean,
tell the truth. Okay, go ahead and tell the truth, Samson.
That's the truth behind the truth. Go ahead.
You know, a lot of us learn how to be Black gay men and women in church.
Yes,
that is who we are. Black gay people. We are the church.
Right.
You know,
That's true. That's
we
so
are the ushers. We are the choir directors. We sing in the choir. We're the pastors.
Right,
Carlton. We're in there, and so to be so present but to be treated, so invisibly, that's dangerous. And then on top of that, to say, God condemned you for being exactly who you are. I mean, what bigger curse to put on a person?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'll say my point of view. Go ahead, Harold. I know you're waiting to have a.
No, I was going to say, Samson, so you started comedy at 16, and you said that it was a way to deal with the physical and emotional abuse and bullying that you experienced. How did comedy help you with that?
It gave me something to live for. It gave me something to keep moving forward for. I say it all the time. And I think I'm in my mid-30s now, and I'm just getting to a point where I'm comfortable saying out loud, I had a horrible childhood.
Wow.
And so the love that I did not get at home.
Okay.
If I would not have been a funny person who went out to the community, who everybody else's mothers and fathers and cousins and the people down at the grocery store embraced because they loved laughing. They knew when I came, it was going to be a fun time. I was going to light it up. I would never have gotten the love that I would have needed to be a healthy person.
Wow. Wow.
And so I really credit being funny and using comedy to connect with people to get the love that I needed. Else I think I would be a really horrible person, considering, how badly I was abused growing up.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. One of the things that we've always heard that with comedians is that they've all have had this pathway of somewhat of a dark side, or very dark experiences. And then I think because of those dark experiences, they found their ways, as you have, to enlighten their life by the aspect of the comedic side of them. It's really interesting that correlation always happens, because majority of comedians have that similarity, to themselves, in that, and that. But so where did you, I guess, kind of say, where did you find yourself? How did you make that transition to finding that area of comedy? What were you doing in your earlier stages to say, hey, I got the gift to make people laugh, in spite of what I've been through?
Oh, well, when I was little, I always was writing skits and stories. And,
okay.
I would be on the school bus telling stories. I was making up characters. Okay. I always had an audience, and it's not something that I intentionally did. And even when I'm on stage, I'm not trying to hold people's attention. I've always been a very naturally animated and gifted storyteller who is funny.
Gotcha.
And so I really think that was just my way of connecting with people. That was my way of expressing myself. And I had teachers who recognized that it was a talent that I didn't recognize. And I think my and I had a second grade teacher, because I used to get put out of class all the time. And so my second grade teacher was this white lady. She actually made me start liking white people. I hated white people, because my family was from the South, and I'm from DC. Grew up in PG County. That was before gentrification. If you were white and you were in my neighborhood after a certain time, that was your ass.
Wow.
And I used to hear them say, when we was growing up, we were scared. Our parents were scared to walk around in white neighborhoods, so now they're gonna be scared to walk in ours.
Okay.
And so that was my attitude. And I met this lady, Miss Diane Walters. She was our second grade teacher at Shadyside Elementary School. And I met her and I said, I'm gonna run this old white lady.
I know that's the truth. I know that's the truth.
She was time enough for me. I could go into a long story about that, but I will say she was the first person looking back that I recognized saw me when I was growing up.
Wow.
And so she wasn't putting me out of class. Instead, she said, if you do your work every Wednesday, I'll let you stand up in front of class for 5 minutes. Do whatever you want to do.
Wow.
And that was where I learned how to compartmentalize what I was doing. And I ended up making the honor roll. So my grades went from D's and E's to all A's and a B or something like that.
Wow.
And to this day, she still is right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was her. And then when I got to actually in 5th grade, Mr. Mumford and Miss Lynn used to make me stand up in front of class and tell jokes. And when I got to high school, my English teacher told me, if you don't go, my English teacher and my theater teacher, Miss Carol Foster, told me, if you don't go get on stage, we will fail you.
Wow. So these people were speaking your destiny, all in front of you all the time. I mean, and kudos to your teacher that ignited that. I mean, that one part of you that that you were going to challenge her, and that she ended up being one of the people that catapulted you to your greatness. I mean, and then that's a really good point, because I think a lot of times that we make the mistake. Of judging somebody by their skin color, and for reasons, we have a lot of reasons necessarily to be able to do that. But if we give it that opportunity, a chance, it turns out to be something a lot different, more beneficial for us in the end, at the end of it all. Bruno, do you have this question?
I mean, that's just another reason why teachers need to be paid more, because we have a lot of teachers who are very attuned to what their students need. But like watching Abbott Elementary, they're like, baby, I can just do what I can do because the way this system is set up, trying to change it is just exercise in frustration. So to hear these stories where, you have teachers who they recognize a gift in a certain student and they're, I'm gonna challenge you on this. So this, or I'm going to, not always challenge, but just, the challenge works. I'm gonna challenge you to do this. I'm gonna give you this. If you do this, this is your reward, but you got to do your homework. Right. And then it sparks something in that student. Like you said, your grades took off because all of a sudden you had this designated time where you could express yourself. And I think so many times the kids that act up is what they really need is the attention for a minute to get whatever it is that's out. Once they have that outlet, the behavior changes. It's like when kids who, when their parents come home, they want their parents' attention. They're all up like, oh, these badass kids. Like, no, take a few minutes, pay them attention. And then when it's time for them to go to bed, they'll go to bed because they've had that time where I have mommy and daddies or daddy and daddies or mommies and mommies. I have my parents' attention. And now when it's time to go to bed, I can go to bed. Mm-hmm. And, you see that happening. And this is an example, even when I was a kid and, we used to do story time and everybody would take turns reading a paragraph or whatever. Mm-hmm. People liked the way, because I acted my characters in the stories. And they was like, okay, and I would finish. They're like, "No, Parnell, keep going." The class like, "Yeah, Parnell, keep going." And it's like, okay, you get that encouragement, and it just kind of like, "Oh, I like this. This is kind of cool." To this day, I still like being in the spotlight.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh, who would have thought?
I know, right?
So, Samson, earlier this year, you had a Chris Rock experience where a fan jumped on stage and tried to attack you, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was that about?
I don't know, but he got beat up.
So no, it wasn't a Chris Rock experience because
no, when people jump on my stage, I fight back, and I win.
You're gonna learn today.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead here.
Go ahead, JB.
I was gonna say, just like, I don't know if you probably saw the young lady that she's another comedian, but she'd been like making a circle around, and she was making a joke, and then the guy threw the beer can at her. While she was up there. I was like, well, now she handled that real good. It actually kind of opened up a lot of doors for her because she didn't throw the can back at it. Because me, I threw the can, the chair, and everything else back at it. But it has opened up doorways because, like, I know she made the Sherry Shepherd show. She's been on Jennifer's show. All this stuff for her discipline not being able to do that. Maybe you can answer this, and this will leave it. We got to go to break. But when you have those rebuttal people out in the audience, that want to throw things back at you, how do you find a way of being able to handle that? And necessarily keep it going, and then maybe that'll lead us into a little bit of comedy from you as well. All right. So we'll be right back after this quick break, and then we're gonna dig into that a little bit more, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with our special guest tonight, Mr. Samson McCormick, and we'll be right back after the special guest. Guys, let's wait a minute. This. Whatever. All right, guys. Thank you so much again for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth. Want to remind you, next week, Bantu and our love heart will be here with us. Diana West, actor Diana West, our affectionate Mama D. She's going to come with inspiration next week. So you guys be here. That's all I can tell you. I can tell you to be here. All right, back into our question tonight. So we were about to jump in about, the heckling, of people that come forth from the
because you've had all kind of folks in your audience. Even the KKK was in your audience at one point.
Oh, y'all did y'all research.
Yeah. So go ahead, share some of that good stuff with us.
Can I say? Okay, I can say whatever.
Absolutely. Yes, you can.
Okay, so I've calmed down a lot over the years, because it used to be if somebody would yell out during the show, I would just go ahead on and I would annihilate them. I would talk about their mama, their daddy.
Wow.
But as I have evolved as a person, I just try to make it very fun and lighthearted. So usually when people yell out, I just know they want to have fun.
Okay.
And I, it's tongue in cheek and really fun. Some people have a little bit too much to drink.
Mm-hmm.
So two things are happening. So number one, this night in Redding, California, when this situation happened, I was on stage. The show was going pretty good. And this woman, she started screaming out. She kept screaming out like for 5 minutes and she wouldn't shut up.
Oh, wow.
So, and she kept getting louder and louder. So I said, well, let me just go ahead on and acknowledge her. So I said, hey, how are you? I love your fucking show. I said, well, shut up. So some people like to get slapped around like that. And I could tell she liked that when I told her to shut up, because she laughed like, it hit her like, oh my God. And then she wanted some more. And so, the more shit I talked, the more she laughed, and the louder she got. She loved it. When she laughed, I realized she had about 3.5 teeth in her mouth. And that's what made me start roasting her. If it would have been
3.5 teeth,
it was the half. If it would have just been 3, I could respect 3 because that's a whole number. It was the half.
Not the half.
It was the half, and I just was like, smile. And then I told her, I was like, why don't you take the half out so you can just have 3? She got upset. She came up on stage and was chasing me around, and I was talking a little shit to her. I think I had asked her.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry to interrupt as you pause your thought. She actually chased you around on stage.
Oh yeah, there's a video when she was
like, God. But go ahead. What?
I want to get the video from the casino, but they didn't want to release the footage, but there is footage of the fight.
Wow.
So her boyfriend or her brother, was Redding, so he might have been her brother and her boyfriend. I don't know. That's like the Mississippi of California. Yeah. So I'm talking shit. She runs in the back crying because I just was talking so much shit. The audience is laughing. She runs in the back crying. This woman grabs her and is holding her. And she's like, oh, fuck you, you evil motherfucker, this and that. And I told her, you shut up before I bounce you out of here on them big ass titties you got. Because she had shit. So then this dude comes around the corner and he storms up to the stage. And he gets up and he says, I'm going to whoop your black ass.
Oh, wow.
And we have a standoff for about 5 seconds, and then he hits me in this cheek right here.
Oh, wow. That was all she wrote.
Then that was it. After that, it was I tore his ass up. And I'm not one to brag about, fighting people or whatever. But number one, I was in Redding, California. I genuinely was fearing for my safety.
Exactly.
Because Black gay people don't belong in Redding, California. And I was infuriated because, I am not a violent person.
Right.
But when I tell you I was so happy to have somebody to hit when I was beating on his ass. I don't get to express those frustrations. I was so happy to have somebody's head to hit, and that's how I won that fight.
Wow.
But you know what's so funny? It's not only that demographic, but it's like what you are. And I know there's a whole lot of gay black men that are comedians, but it's a minority. And when y'all go to these events, it's like it's a given that y'all will be heckled because of what of the platform that you hold. That was one situation, but you have had countless other situations of that nature, right? I know you've probably been in situations where because of the platform, because of you being gay and a black man, there's always going to be people who are going to test you at all costs. Am I correct in that? Because of that scenario?
Some of them will. Of course, now we have a few more black gay, comedians and things. But when I started, there were none. There might have been me and Andre Kelly.
Andre.
Yeah, I love Andre. And so back then it was very novel, and it was actually fun because I felt like I was representing the community. I still am, but when you're one of the very few, it's a little different. You got to go harder. And so back then you would get people who would, I remember I was at this show in Virginia. The show was going good until I told them I was gay, and the whole room went quiet. And these were like old black people. And I just stood my ground and I just kept telling jokes so they started laughing again. And I think black people, what I've learned performing for black people is that black people respond to confidence.
Yeah.
I'm up here for a reason, and I'm not gonna let y'all stare me down or intimidate me. I am who I am. I'm headlining this show for a reason. Fuck y'all.
Right.
And when you give black people that, black people don't care who you are. Black people, there's a thing, and I think it's because we have to do that. When you stand somewhere and you know who you are, black people respect that, and
that's true.
And that's what has helped me as a black gay man stand up in front of black audiences, because that's where I started. Urban black audiences where if you weren't funny, number one, they would boo you off stage.
Right.
People are nice now. Now everybody's sensitive, so somebody can get up there and be awful, and people will just sit there politely.
I just said it politely.
Very politely. You can feel it, like, but everybody back when I was really out on the circuit, beginning, if you weren't funny, people said, "Get your motherfucking ass off the stage." They would throw a beer bottle.
Right.
I started in DC at Tacoma Tavern, Teddy's House of Comedy. We would ride up to New Jersey. There was the Peppermint Lounge. And some of the greats have gone there and got booed off stage in their prime. You really, really had to bring your A++ game as a black gay person.
Wow.
Because, you say, "Oh, I'm gay," then the room automatically turns because they're homophobic.
Right.
And also you become the joke to the room.
Right.
And so now they're laughing at you together. And if you aren't careful, you lose control of the room. So, I think a lot of inexperienced entertainers will freak out and they'll, kind of get scared of losing the room. The best thing to do is give it to them and join in.
I was just about to ask that question. I was about to say, how do you transition or to control the room back like that? That's a very good scenario. So you take it off them, but you really take it off you, but you're really putting it on them.
You join in, you let them know I'm one of y'all.
Right, exactly.
Again, that's confidence. When you let black people know I'm black first, I don't care who I sleep with, what you think about me. If we leave out of here and we sit in the car together and some cops pull us over, we both get the same thing.
Right.
They're not gonna care.
Wow.
They're not gonna
Who
care.
are your influences? I know Martin Lawrence is from DC, but is that one of your influences within the comedy game, or do you have other influences?
I have a lot of respect for Martin because back in the day when he used to do gay jokes and he would call and he would run the jokes past and say, is this homophobic? Is this, is this too bad? I respect any man in this business.
That's respect.
Influences, George Carlin.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yes.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes.
Paul Mooney, who I had the opportunity to tour with. Dick Gregory, who I had the opportunity to work.
Wow.
Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
Red Fox, Moms Mabley.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm being messy. How about Jimmy Walker?
I knew you were gonna say that.
I can't.
Oh my God.
That's another situation. That's another situation. Oh God. Tell that
That's
story.
another crazy situation.
Oh my God. All right. This is the truth behind the truth with T.
I'm gonna just say real quick, Jimmy Walker was disappointing because we all grew up on Good Time.
Right.
That's iconic, in the Black community. And I met him and he was horrible, very homophobic, very nasty.
Wow.
Well, let me just add this, and to make a long story short, you are also an institution for you in YouTube as a Black YouTuber, and as an early Black YouTuber for me, because my years in junior college, I didn't watch too much television, but I did watch a lot of YouTube. And besides you, the Scorpion Show, and Walter Hampton, who was another crazy comedian in his own little crazy way. But either way, you were an institution to somebody like me trying to navigate within a world, being who I was as I am as a gay man in this space. You were the institution. But you being a Renaissance man, being the comedian, being the actor, producer, activist, and filmmaker, and you have produced some films with the best of them, B-Boy Blues, which we brought up, and Love the One You're With, which I have also watched on Amazon Prime multiple times. Is there more need for those types of platforms for our Black LGBT community? Is there more need for that right now?
Is that even a question?
That was a given. Okay. All right.
I would like to support him, and that's the need. But when are we going to see more? More.
They're coming. They are coming. More is coming. I actually went last night to see The Inspection, which is Jeremy Pope is in it, and Gabrielle Union. So it's playing here in LA.
Yes.
Nationwide release December the 2nd. You definitely have to go see that. It's about a Black gay man and the military. And there are some really great Black gay filmmakers who are starting to come up, who I think are putting out pretty good work. I am going to say I really want everybody to do well. I wish everybody well. And I try to be as positive as I can towards anything that people are doing. But I think that there does need to be a standard. We need to see quality stories that revolve around a lot more than sex and and stuff. And so I try to keep an eye out for people who are doing that. And I know I make it a point to do all my things like that.
Can I interrupt you? I need to interrupt you real quick because we got to go to a quick break, and then we'll pick this up when we come back from our quick break. Okay.
Back up.
All right. So we're gonna pick it up one from there. Okay. So we'll be right back, guys. We'll be right back after this break.
Yes.
Touch the ground.
All right, and we're back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth tonight. As I said, it's been a night of laughter, a lot of information, all of that good stuff. Want to remind you real quick to go to The Truth Behind the Truth. Well, I might get tongue tied tonight. Right? I'm just excited tonight. Whatever. The Truth Behind the Truth website. For all of the listings and information about our guests and everything. So I'm going to take a quick moment, then we'll go back into what you were sharing. Tell everyone how they can find you, keep up with you, all of that great stuff throughout this wonderful world of media.
Thank you. SampsonComedy.com for tour dates. YouTube, there's tons of really great content on YouTube. If you put in Sampson McCormick on YouTube, Instagram at Sampson McCormick on Instagram. And yeah, I mean, from there you can pretty much keep up with everything that I got going on. I try to pull in as many people as I can, and it's bigger than me. And that's another lesson that I had to learn was really to just be as expansive as possible. So when you support me, you're supporting so many other people and something a lot greater.
Yes, yes. Well, that's good. I like that. It's a very, very good caption. That's very powerful. Go ahead. What's your other point? I know we cut you off for the break you were sharing.
Yes. So I try not to be negative. I try not to say negative things, but I think there's a space for Signal 23. The Signal 23s of the world. I like to look at it sometime, and it might make you rub one of your nipples a little bit. But
that's another one, right? A guilty pleasure, but go ahead.
But when it comes to creating space in mainstream media, they're going to need to be stories that people can relate to emotionally first, and most people can't relate emotionally to gay people having sex because they can't grasp the way straight people have sex. So what makes you think they're going to know how we have sex? So I think working on people's hearts and minds through stories that they can relate to.
That sounds like a winner.
That's what I like doing.
Okay.
And I can write my ass off. And so I like to, create really good stories so that I can, help give other people, particularly Black gay men and women, opportunities to be seen and have something that they're proud of on their profile. And preferably where they can come and be themselves.
You're striking a really good point, and we talk about this a lot, and this is some of the things that we wanted to do with these ideas. One of the things that I love to see happen with scripts is that they're written in the aspect of everybody can find themselves in the characters, but the character just happened to be gay. You know what I mean? So that's how you find yourself in all these other stories that are out there, and you make relationships with those characters. But then all of a sudden you start doing it in the sense of the context we're talking about. It also, wait a minute, they are, but and it's like they don't really realize that. But to me, that's the brilliance of writing. At the end of the day, you don't realize how involved you've gotten in the story, and it becomes so powerful to you or so lifelike to you that you're so involved with it that whoever that character is, it's not important, and it weaves right into the way society should be, in my opinion. It should be not that you have to make this broad announcement when you walk in the room or who you identify with. He just walked in the room.
I think it really is about being exactly who you are and being so good at being that people don't have a choice but to love it.
Exactly. I mean, I couldn't say it anymore. But so what projects are you actually working on right now?
So we just did B-Boy Blues, so that is out. I'm working on some stuff, and I'm still performing. I just did a show with the pop band Climax. I did that last week.
Okay, see that. Yes.
I was so bummed I couldn't go.
It was good. And right now I'm doing a series on YouTube called Profiles on Black Gay Love. And so we have different Black gay couples come on and we talk about our experiences as Black gay men and the ins and outs and the journey of two Black gay men making love work, which is very possible.
Right.
I love seeing Black gay men committed to each other, building lives together, making money together, and doing all the things that we're told we can't do. I think that is something that should be seen and something that should be celebrated. And so that's the focus of that series. Right now, I'm talking to adult entertainers, but I'm going to bring Profiles on Black Gay Love back because people really love that, gay and straight people.
That's good. Well, and again, it goes back into what people don't know. They don't have an opportunity to like or love, and now they always go through life assuming, and based on this whole life of the gay life has always been based on assumption.
Right.
I mean, from either party, even from the straight as well as the gay, it's always assumptive behaviors, and it's not fair. I mean, really, it's not fair at the end of the day. I mean, how that plays out to each of our lives, whatever. Yeah, you have people that are does things to the extreme, and unfortunately, extremists, get the spotlight. Donald Trump, but
oh Lord, not that one.
Oh my God! But anyway, we did not have a chance to get into that tonight. I know we really wanted to, but anyway, guys.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, well, but,
we can get into it, but my God.
But let the idiots reign, Hertz Walker. Let the idiots reign in terms of their position.
His son is one of the girls too.
Well, okay, we don't.
but we won't leave it there.
We're gonna leave it there.
The girls.
But anyway, we do want to say, Sam, thank you so much for
thank you so much
for taking the time out to being a part of the show tonight.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome to come and hang out with us at any given time. Let us know. Reach out to me. Reach out to Parnell. What your schedule's like. If you want to come and hang out with, just kind of kick it with the fellas. We'd love to have you back. So that you're welcome at the table at any given time. I enjoy what you had the opportunity to share with us, because I know there's more you can dig into and share with our audience, but we didn't have the time, of course. It always runs away at that particular point. But we do want to thank you again so much. And if you need us, hey, we're in partnership here. We're here in LA to make LA different. So we all together gonna make LA different. Harold, get your ass back to LA. All right, guys,
come back.
And I just want to say thank y'all. Thank y'all for
come home to Wakanda. Okay. But anyway, guys,
Sam's was trying to say something.
Oh, go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I was just saying thank you for what y'all do. I really appreciate what y'all do and taking the time to curate this and for representing. I really appreciate it.
Oh, hey, that's what we're about, and that's what we continue to do, because we want to change the life of the world. Change the life of the world, and finding their authenticity. And that's what it's about, Then we have harmony, at the end of the day. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Thank you again, Samson, for being here tonight. We'll see you next week with Mama D. All right. On the show. Good night, y'all. Thanks for tuning into The Truth Behind the Truth. Good night.
Peace.